a workshop on the philosophy of logos. The word logos is one of these Greek words which is untranslatable because it represents an entire philosophical theory. And there are other Greek words like that. Greek is the language of philosophy, the original language. Philosophia is a Greek word, actually, parenthetically speaking, coined by Pythagoras. He said he used one of the three Greek words for love, philin, philia. There are three Greek words, agapi, eros, and philia. And agapi is usually used for spiritual love, and eros for erotic love, and other passions. And then philia is the love of friendship, let us say, but also the love of the arts, the love of music, and the love of ideas. And so philosophia meant that sort of love of wisdom. And unlike other Greek words that are scientific and intellectual that end in ology, such as entomology, biology, psychology, whatever, the study of the psyche, the study of bio, of life, the study of insects, entomology, the study of the cosmos, cosmology. This is not sophology, the study of wisdom. It's the love of wisdom. And therefore, it's more of a lifestyle. The word lifestyle has been, I'd rather say, a stance in life, an existential stance in life in which one is committed to the search for knowledge and the pursuit of excellence, and trying to acquire a wisdom. It's a love of wisdom. It's a commitment in life. It is really a normative statement because Socrates, for example, had said the unexamined life is not worth living, and presumably one might feel free to disagree, you see, but to the Hellenic mind it was axiomatic to say that. It's of a piece with gnothi safton, know thyself. See, and so it's a primary Greek value. Aristotle, in the first sentence of his work, the Metaphysics, states, "All men by nature desire to know." And I had once said to a philosophy class lecturing in Greek philosophy at the university, well, maybe Aristotle was just around the other individuals who had this desire to know, that were intellectually stimulated, let's say, but can you really say all men by nature desire to know? There could be people today who could say, well, what's that got to do with the price of eggs? I said something like this, but then there was a friend, a psychology professor in my class one day, sitting in just for kicks because he loved hearing about the Greeks. And afterwards he said to me, and he opened my eyes, he said, "You're wrong." What? He said, that's not how Aristotle meant it. When he said all men by nature desire to know, he didn't. You're the one who's taking the word know in the sense of intellectual pursuits. He means it's part of human nature to want to know, even if it's not theoretical work, even if it's how to make a house or how to dig a hole or whatever, any functional kind of knowledge at all. The human being is a being that must try to know and wants to know in order to survive, in order to master nature, in order to relate to the cosmos. And it's a fundamental universal truth about human nature. And I said, wow, I'm glad that you pointed out. I think you're right, I said to him. So it's in that sense that when Socrates says the unexamined life is not worth living, that this may be a fundamental dictum. After all, it may be just a fundamental truth about human nature and a very natural observation, you see. Because if you deny that, you are really denying a fundamental aspect or dimension of human nature. Because if you deny that, you deny any possible definition of human nature. For example, Aristotle had defined man, anthropos, as a rational animal, a zoon logikon. Well, if you take away the desire to know and the pursuit of knowledge and the contemplative life, you see, and the examined life, if you take that away, you're taking away the logikon, logos, logikon, you're taking that away and you're left with the zon, the animal. Rational animal. Man is a zon logikon, a rational animal, and you're taking away the rationality and leaving him only with his animal nature. And the question then becomes, is the definition of man as a rational animal descriptive or prescriptive? Is it factual and descriptive, or is it normative? Well, this was a debate that took place at the time of Aristotle and post-Aristotelian philosophy. Diogenes, the cynic, Diogenes, the one who told Aristotle, who told Alexander the Great when he came into Athens seeking out Diogenes, who told him when the great king finally saw the philosopher cynic in his barrel, he's living in a barrel home, when it was really a cave, you see, but, and you said it would look like a wine barrel, and Ispiliatu Diogeni, you see, the cave of Diogenes, and he was lying there, and Alexander said to him, state anything you want, I'll give you. And he said, yes, please, you're blocking my sunlight. And the Greeks loved this thing that the philosopher had no need of the emperor. You see, but there's a more interesting anecdote about him, and it has to do with this issue about the definition of man. Because when Aristotle had defined man as a rational animal, he felt, Aristotle, that he was being descriptive. And the sophists were discussing this afterwards in one of the peripatetic areas very near the Agora and the temple of Hephaestus that you had visited with me at the Theseum. And the sophists were saying, the definition rational animal is prescriptive, and therefore we have to find a more scientific, biological, descriptive, empirical definition. So they said, yes, a featherless biped, that's what man is. An apterodipodo, you see, aptero, no ptera, no wings, dipodo, two-legged creature. Now that is factual and descriptive. The other thing is normative. You know, would that he could be rational, would that we could all be more rational. It's a possibility of ours, this and that, but it's not really a descriptive form. And so Diogenes took a chicken and plucked it and threw it over the wall, shouting, "Idou o anthropos, ecce homo, behold the man." Ecce homo. You see, and this is a far more telling refutation, and it shows us that Aristotle was right. But I mean, to understand why Aristotle was right is to understand the whole system known as the great chain of being, also known as the expression used by some British commentators, such as Barnes or Ackrell, where they say it's pseudo-evolutionary. Well, that's not incorrect. It's not evolutionary in the chronological sense. Logical evolution is a rating of the species, the genera and the species, genus and species, in an order from lower to higher, from less complex to more complex.